Why does event software cost more than keynote speakers? I'm not exaggerating. There are enterprise companies right now paying six figures a year for event management platforms, and their teams are still building ROI reports and spreadsheets. Somewhere between the demo and the actual day-to-day delivery, the value just disappeared. And the worst part is nobody questions it because the pricing has been normalized across the entire industry for decades. So in this video, I want to talk about how we got here, where event tech budgets are actually going, and why the pricing model that the industry runs on is broken. Let's get into it. How event tech pricing got here. The pricing model most platforms use today was built for a different era. Pricing originally included a per ticket or per registration fee, then it evolved into charging both per registrations and for the license of the actual software based on number of users. It then mutated to charging for specific individual features on top of this structure. Back in 2015 to 2018, most platforms charged $10,000 to $40,000 annually. The mid-market today sits at $60,000 to $120,000. Meanwhile, enterprise sits at between $150,000 to over $500,000. That happened in under a decade. The shift went from per event pricing to enterprise SaaS retainers, and that's when module pricing took over. The core issue is that most platforms started adding modules and charging separately for things that should have been included from the beginning. Analytics, integrations, reporting tools. So what started as one platform fee turned into a stack of add-ons, and each one comes with its own price tag. 15 to 25% on top of base. Integrations for API access, 10 to 20%. Mobile app, $15,000 to $50,000. On-site management, $20,000 to $100,000 plus more. That $80,000 becomes $180,000. And the thing is, the pricing went up, but the value didn't keep pace. Enterprise companies are spending more than ever on event tech, but their teams are still stitching data together manually. Event tech spend has grown 2 to 3x in the last 5 to 7 years, but only 20 to 30% of companies can fully attribute revenue back to their events. Spending up, visibility flat. There are no tangible outcomes which are tracked or provided from the event tech side of the partnership. By the way, if you're someone who manages events at the enterprise level and you've been feeling this same frustration, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be talking a lot more about what's going wrong in this space and what needs to change. Back to the video, where your budget actually is going. Most event teams don't realize how fragmented their spending has become. There's a platform license fee, which is just a starting point. Then there are analytical add-ons because the base platform usually gives you surface level reporting at best. Then integration costs because a platform doesn't natively connect with your CRM or your marketing tools. Most enterprise stacks run 5 to 12 separate integrations: CRMs, marketing automation, webinar platforms, badge lead retrieval, surveys, and 30 to 50% of those require paid middleware or custom API work just to connect. And then there are the reporting modules that you need just to pull the data together into something your leadership team can actually read. Core platform license takes 35 to 45%. Add-on modules, 20 to 30%. Integrations, 10 to 15%. On-site tech, 10 to 20%. Reporting BI tools, 5 to 10%. And total enterprise stack spend across all tools runs $250,000 to over $1 million annually. Per attendee, flagship events cost $75 to $250 in tech alone. Mid-tier events are $30 to $80. These are conservatively estimated numbers. So when you add it all up, you didn't just pay for a platform, you paid for access. Access to data that should have been yours from the start. Access to insights that the platform should have been providing as part of the core offering. And you're paying again every time you want to connect it to something else or pull a report that actually means something. 60 to 80% of event teams still rely on manual data exports for reporting. Final ROI reports take 2 to 6 weeks after the event, pulling from 3 to 7 different systems. By the time leadership sees results, the insights are already stale. Why nobody pushes back? This is the part I find most interesting. The reason nobody questions the pricing is because it's become industry standard. Over 60% of enterprise buyers are on multi-year contracts, at least 2 to 3 years. And switching costs, data migration, retraining, rebuilding integrations run $50,000 to $150,000 operationally. So even when teams know they're overpaying, leaving feels more expensive than staying. When every vendor charges the same way with add-ons, tiers, and modules, it starts to feel normal. The event tech stack is intentionally created to be difficult to replace. Adoption takes a while, integrations cannot just be unplugged, and management is afraid to disrupt their teams who are already upside down with the amount of responsibility they have in creating and managing their events. Feature bloat is a thing. You have so many features in your dashboard, but on average, teams use 30 to 50% of the features they're paying for. Networking tools see adoption below 25%. Gamification gets less than 15% engagement. Look, I've been in this industry long enough to know that this conversation makes people uncomfortable, but someone has to have it. If you're running events at scale and you've been frustrated with how much you're spending versus what you're actually getting back, you're not alone. And this is going to be a much bigger conversation moving forward. So make sure you subscribe and don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.